Sophie's jersey is sold out.
Sophie Cunningham's jersey has sold out. I repeat, the Sophie Cunningham Fever jersey has sold out.
Sophie Cunningham jerseys has completely sold out on Indiana Fever website.
Caitlin Clark makes her return. Caitlin Clark back in action, and 300,000 people showed up. So yes.
Like, Sophie Cunningham stuff all sold out. And then there was so much demand on products that you couldn't buy stuff.
Sophie Cunningham having I thought, the second most bought jersey in the league.
They sell for $80. Fanatics Navy Explorer Edition Fast Break Replica Jersey.
Without Caitlin Clark on NBA TV, they did 333.
She's playing a very key role for this Fever team.
Yes.
She's playing a very key role for this Caitlin Clark career, I think.
You won't believe what just happened in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's fans have taken their support to an entirely new level. In a move no one saw coming, every single Sophie Cunningham jersey flew off the shelves. Yes, every single one. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars in just hours. Websites crashing and merch stores wiped clean. This isn't just about jersey sales. This is about power, the kind of power that shakes the entire league.
I'm not joking when I say this. Their website to buy stuff shut down. You can no longer buy stuff from the Indiana Pacers and Fever team store. Like, Sophie Cunningham stuff all sold out. And then there was so much demand on products that you couldn't buy stuff. A combination of Caitlin Clark selling, again, being the highest selling jersey. The Pacers selling a bunch of stuff, being in the NBA Finals. And what tipped them over the edge was Sophie Cunningham.
Who would have thought that Caitlin Clark's fans could turn Sophie Cunningham into a WNBA sensation overnight? After a heated showdown on the court, one that left fans buzzing and officials under fire, something wild happened off the court. Sophie Cunningham's jerseys completely sold out. That's right. In a matter of hours, fans rallied in a powerful show of support, proving once again that the new wave of WNBA fandom isn't just loud, it's unstoppable.
Sophie's jersey is sold out. They have shown up big today, and this jersey is now sold out. And it makes you think, okay, earlier in the year, I said we may be headed down the road of Sophie Cunningham having I thought, the second most bought jersey in the league.
Caitlin Clark's fans come through with a statement that no one can ignore. They just bought out every single Sophie Cunningham jersey available. That's right, sold out. In the middle of all the drama, controversy, and petitions flying around, fans spoke the loudest, not with words, but with their wallets. Sophie Cunningham is trending, she's retweeting, and now she's rising to a whole new level of fame.
Sophie Cunningham jerseys has completely sold out on Indiana Fever website. Let's see here. They sell for $80. Fanatics Navy Explorer Edition Fast Break Replica Jersey. $79.99 is sold out for Caitlin Clark. Following last night's altercation.
That's exactly what Caitlin Clark just did without saying a word. Her fans, they didn't just cheer, they made a move so loud it echoed through the entire league. Sophie Cunningham's jerseys, gone, sold out. All because of Clark's growing army of diehard supporters. This isn't hype, this is power, real power. And today we're diving straight into it.
Caitlin Clark makes her return. Caitlin Clark back in action, and 300,000 people showed up. So yes, people said, I'll wait. And when they waited, they came back and then some. When they waited, they came back and then some.
In a league where stars usually shine the brightest, it's the enforcer, the one who stands tall beside the star, who's now grabbing headlines. But this isn't just about Sophie. This is about the unstoppable wave of support that follows Caitlin Clark. Her fans didn't just cheer, they took action. They went out and bought every single Sophie Cunningham jersey available in the WNBA store. If that's not power, what is?
Sophie Cunningham's jersey has sold out. I repeat, the Sophie Cunningham Fever jersey has sold out. Like, you can't buy. And if you guys don't understand how bad the quality of these Explorer jerseys are, they're horrendous for $80. Just buy one from the gate of DH. if you're gonna do that. Like, I hate that I'm saying this, but like, my knockoff Lexi Hull jersey from last year is a better quality than my real Caitlin Clark jerseys that I own, which is an odd one. But like, you can no longer even buy Sophie Cunningham jerseys.
Fans of Caitlin Clark, the most electrifying name in women's basketball right now, have shown exactly what loyalty looks like by completely selling out Sophie Cunningham's jerseys. That's not just support, that's power. This isn't just about a jersey. It's about what Sophie represents to a new generation of fans rallying behind their star and anyone who has her back. This moment, it's bigger than basketball.
That era, I think, followed into the WNBA. Caitlin Clark definitely being the biggest driver. No questions asked. We're in Indianapolis. Like, what she does, she sells out more than, like,
Yes.
Morgan Wallen, Taylor Swift. There's a couple people that sell out everywhere, okay?
Right after the Indiana Fever's latest game, something unbelievable happened, a surge in demand for one player's jersey. Not Caitlin Clark's this time, but Sophie Cunningham's. Reports and rumors say over 12,000 Sophie Cunningham jerseys were sold immediately after the game, each priced around $80. That's over $1 million in jersey sales, and that's not even the craziest part. Fans rushed to buy them so quickly that it became almost impossible to get one. Whether it was the hype, the energy, or just pure fandom in motion, the demand for Cunningham's jersey exploded. For many, it wasn't even about the price anymore. It was about getting a piece of the moment. And in that moment, every Sophie Cunningham jersey disappeared from shelves.
Sophie Cunningham's jersey, apparently, I've heard a rumor that Sophie Cunningham sold 12,000 jerseys after the game at $80 a pop. Over $1 million worth of Sophie Cunningham jerseys were sold. And I mean, you guys might not be able to get a Sophie Cunningham jersey right now, because I know obviously like it can be a little bit expensive. It can be a little bit expensive to get, or it can be hard to get those jerseys. But at the end of the day, if you do want a Fevers Enforcer merch with Sophie Cunningham, you do want the Fevers Enforcer, which may or may not be Sophie Cunningham, and it has to look a little bit not like Sophie Cunningham for safety reasons. It may or may not be Sophie Cunningham. Like, who knows? It could be a different Fever. A different Fever.
Sophie Cunningham found herself right in the middle of it. After an intense play, emotions ran high, and what followed was a full-on melee. Cunningham wasn't alone. Marina Mabrey and JC Sheldon were also caught up in the moment, but it was Sophie who ended up getting ejected. The incident sparked instant reactions from fans and coaches alike. The tension had been brewing all game, and when the referees failed to take control early, everything boiled over. From physical plays to missed calls, it all led to a breaking point that put Sophie Cunningham under the spotlight, whether the league wanted it or not.
Sophie Cunningham. Of course, Sophie Cunningham had the enforcer situation at the end of the Fever game last night after the repugnant behavior of Marina Mabrey and JC Sheldon. And of course, Cunningham ended up getting the gate out of it.
Sophie Cunningham is making waves, and she's doing it with confidence. After the heated incident involving Marina Mabrey and JC Sheldon, Sophie didn't stay silent. She took to social media, firing off subliminal messages and backing her actions with bold retweets. From tweets to petitions to photos going viral, she's become the face of this week's WNBA buzz. What's even crazier, this isn't just about basketball anymore. People are making fan accounts. Digging up her old football photos, turns out she used to be a kicker in high school. Sophie is embracing every second of the spotlight, and it shows. She's not backing down. She's standing on business, and the internet can't get enough.
What a damn day we have had so far with Sophie Cunningham. She is standing on business. She's trending everywhere, and now she's retweeting all the drama. Sophie has simply made herself a star, which she was already famous, but at this point, she hella famous, super famous. She got parody accounts been made on her. Guys, this is lit. But let's head on over to Twitter right now.
Caitlin Clark's presence isn't just exciting on the court, it's rewriting the WNBA's entire viewership playbook. The numbers don't lie. When she's in the lineup, fans show up in massive waves. Take the Fever vs. Sun game on NBA TV, 624,000 viewers tuned in, making it the most watched game of the season on that network. Just to put that into perspective, that's almost 300,000 more than the same matchup without her earlier in the season. And it's not just about one game. Every time Clark's name is on the roster, people wait, then come back and bring even more with them. From preseason to primetime, she's been the consistent ratings magnet. ESPN ABC?
Tuesdays, Sun Fever WNBA regular season game averaged .34 rating and drew a nice, very nice 624,000 viewers on NBA TV, making it the most watched game of the season on the network. The previous high was 581,000. This doesn't go into my opening soliloquy, but the first game with Caitlin Clark back on the team on NBA TV, they nearly did 300,000 more people. Without Caitlin Clark on NBA TV, they did 333. They did 357. Caitlin Clark makes her return. Caitlin Clark back in action, and 300,000 people showed up. So yes.
Not just another name on the roster, but the kind of player who brings physicality, toughness, and fire. People were already talking about it when the signing happened. This was no coincidence Sophie was there to make a statement. Long before her name started trending, she had already built a reputation. Multiple technical fouls, intense on-court presence, and no hesitation to stand her ground. She wasn't new to this role. Sophie Cunningham was ready to protect, to disrupt, and to be the wall between Caitlin Clark and anyone who tried stepping over the line. And the fans, they noticed. Because players like her don't just play, they shift the energy on the court.
Sophie Cunningham already was a popular player from the Fever. And I mean this when I say this, like, Sophie Cunningham was signed as an enforcer. She was signed and everyone was talking about her being an enforcer. So by the way, you have got, right now, you've got one of the most viewed WNBA clips of all time in 13 hours was the ejections. 160k views on Demita's video. And by the way, Quita had a take that I really disagree with. Her take was that Caitlin Clark, if the referee should have ejected Caitlin Clark in the third quarter.
A kicker in high school football, a black belt by 6th grade. Sophie has always brought a fearless, no-nonsense energy to everything she does. That toughness, it's exactly what fans love. She's the kind of player who's willing to fight for her teammates, who doesn't back down, and who plays with heart and grit every single time. That bold personality is what caught the attention of Caitlin Clark's fans. They saw someone who wasn't just sharing the court with their favorite star, but someone who was standing up for her, riding with her, and that means something. That's how Sophie became more than just a player. She became a symbol of strength and loyalty.
Here's Sophie Cunningham, the badass for the Indiana Fever, who is willing to fight.
Sure.
Which we are big fans of for Caitlin Clark. She was also a kicker in high school. Okay.
Oh, wow.
For the brand. Obviously, the kicker is the biggest badass on the court. I love everything about it. Sophie, welcome to Indianapolis. Love that she was a kicker. That's a big ball, too. Hey, that's a good thump. Wow. That's a good kick right there.
The Fever sold so much merch, especially Sophie Cunningham's, that their online store had to temporarily shut down. And think about this, even if the team only gets a small cut of each jersey sold, the Fever likely made back Sophie Cunningham's entire contract in just one day. That's the kind of impact we're talking about. A team-friendly deal suddenly turned into a marketing goldmine, all because of an unexpected surge powered by fans.
Like, teams don't make that much per jersey sale. Like, Nike make the majority of the jersey sales, of the money from jersey sales. Fanatics would make a bit. And by the way, Fanatics ruined jerseys in America. Like, I'm sorry. You know it is bad when a jersey from the gate of DH is better than a Fanatics jersey. But, yeah, it is what it is for that. But look, at the end of the day, this is just nuts. This is just nuts. Like, there is no sports phenomenon like the Indiana Fever right now. There is legitimately no sports phenomenon like them.
The aftermath was just as intense as the game itself. Sophie Cunningham was hit with a flagrant 2-foul and sent out, while Sheldon and Allen received technicals. But fans and analysts weren't buying it. Many questioned why Cunningham faced the harshest punishment, especially after the aggressive behavior from other players. Head coach Stephanie White didn't hold back either. She slammed the referees for letting things spiral out of control, saying the officiating has been a league-wide issue all season long. The inconsistencies, the missed calls, the failure to protect players, it all added fuel to an already growing frustration. And through it all, one message rang clear. Something in the WNBA needs to change, and fast.
Cunningham was assessed a flagrant 2 before ejection, while Sheldon and Allen both received technicals. Wow. I mean, it's a joke. That's a joke. And it's a joke that she got a flagrant 2, and Sheldon, after her actions earlier, which should have been a flagrant then.
Yup, completely wiped from the Indiana Fever's official store. Right after all the drama and social media heat, Caitlin Clark's fans showed up in a big way. They didn't just talk, they supported. The Navy Explorer Edition jersey, priced at $79.99, vanished off the shelves. Fanatics couldn't keep up with the demand. Sophie's retweet of the petition only added fuel to the fire, and suddenly everyone wanted a piece of her. What started as controversy turned into a wave of fan support that literally emptied the racks. This isn't just a reaction, it's a statement.
I told y'all, Sophie Cunningham is from the Show Me State, bruh. She's standing on business. She's standing on business, and she wish you would. She wish you would. She probably find all of this entertaining that they is going all out of the way for this whole situation with Marina Marbury and JC Sheldon, bro. At the end of the day, bro, Sophie Cunningham is going to sell jerseys off the racks. She's being praised for stepping up for her friend, bro. She's a true friend in my book, and is looking that way with her in the Indiana Fever.
Completely sold out. Why? Because Caitlin Clark's fans, an entire wave of new, passionate followers, aren't just watching the games. They're investing in the league. They're showing up, showing out, and now buying up jerseys. This isn't a random spike. It's a cultural shift. The ripple effect of Clark's influence is reaching players around her, teams she plays against, and even merchandise shelves. For Sophie Cunningham, that sudden surge in jersey sales wasn't about a viral moment. It was the Caitlin effect. It's a new kind of fandom, loud, loyal, and ready to support anyone who shares the court with their favorite star. And that's something the WNBA has never seen at this level before. Things really heated up during a recent game when emotions spilled over and the referees made some questionable calls.
People cannot watch wrestling for years and years and years. And then suddenly, conversation picks back up. Suddenly, more and more people tune in. Suddenly, word of mouth. And the next thing you know, you're sitting down watching The Rock say, Cody Rhodes. Fair point? Very interesting. But that's only this past Sunday.
One of the most talked about clips in WNBA history came out of that moment, over 160,000 views in just 13 hours. The spotlight wasn't just on Caitlin Clark anymore. It was also on Sophie Cunningham, who stepped right into the storm as Caitlin's protector. There were hard fouls, pushing, technicals flying, and Sophie was right in the middle of it. Whether it was JC Sheldon or Marina Mabry, Sophie made it clear. If you come at Caitlin, you're going through her first. This wasn't about reckless aggression, it was calculated. It was about sending a message. Sophie didn't back down, and neither did Caitlin. The chemistry between them in that heated moment became something fans couldn't stop talking about.
Right now, you've got one of the most viewed WNBA clips of all time in 13 hours was the ejections. 160k views on Demita's video. And by the way, Quita had a take that I really disagree with. Her take was that Caitlin Clark, if the referees should have ejected Caitlin Clark in the third quarter. What Sophie Cunningham did to JC Sheldon was never going to hurt her. That's what I said. And by the way, I said it in the game. You chuck Marina Mabry, but it's not a dangerous play. What Marina Mabry did was highly unlikely to hurt Caitlin Clark. What JC Sheldon did very well could have hurt Caitlin Clark.
Sophie Cunningham isn't just bringing intensity. She's playing a key role in shaping the identity of the Indiana Fever. Her presence on the team has become pivotal, especially in supporting Caitlin Clark during this high-pressure rookie season. In a league where physicality and chippiness are nothing new, Sophie steps in as both a protector and a competitor. She's not just there to throw elbows, she can score, make plays, and hold her own on both ends of the court. And that's what makes her so valuable. For a star like Caitlin Clark, who's constantly under the spotlight, having a teammate like Sophie creates space not just physically on the court, but emotionally and mentally too. Fans are recognizing that. They're seeing Sophie as someone who lifts up the team and helps Caitlin thrive. That connection is real, and it's fueling the Fever's fire.
She's playing a very key role for this Fever team.
Yes.
She's playing a very key role for this Caitlin Clark career, I think. We talked about you. We talked about JJ. You know, like I got a chance to see it up close and personal with James Johnson whenever I was here for the Knicks games and the Knicks and Pacers game. And it was like, that is a pivotal thing for stars. And Sophie can get buckets too. So it's not like, hey, we're just here to fight. I appreciate that is the case. And what are your thoughts? I don't think we've asked you this about the WNBA as a whole, the moment they're having right now, and Caitlin and kind of this new era seemingly of women's basketball.
So, what started as a regular game turned into a merch frenzy, and Sophie Cunningham, backed by the unexpected wave of Caitlin Clark fans, became the center of it all. This isn't just about sales, it's about momentum, attention, and the rising power of women's sports. Caitlin Clark supporters didn't just cheer, they cleared out an entire line of jerseys in support. That's power. That's influence. And if the league isn't paying attention yet, they better start now. Sophie Cunningham went from trending to sold out all in a matter of hours. Whether it's standing up for teammates or standing tall in the spotlight, she's proving she's built for this moment. And Caitlin Clark's fans, they've turned support into action.
This is a crazy scenario all around, and I do think that, like, the jersey sales from Sophie Cunningham are going to be through the roof.
Sophie's jersey is sold out. That's right, Fever fans showing up big. I shared this.
Sold out, guys. That is another story that we have to talk about. Yes, we are. We finna dive into it. As I spoke a little bit about it earlier.
Caitlin Clark didn't just change the game, she's changing the business behind it. From record-breaking viewership to selling out jerseys that don't even bear her name, her impact is undeniable. This isn't luck, this is power, and the league is feeling every bit of it. Sophie Cunningham stood up, and Caitlin Clark's fans stood with her. In one bold moment, she went from enforcer to icon, and her sold-out jerseys are the proof. This isn't just a trend, it's a statement.
We got the 624 because that's a really good number, especially for NBA TV. We got the 2.3 because that's a good number, especially for ABC.
Sophie Cunningham's jersey has sold out. I repeat, the Sophie Cunningham Fever jersey has sold out. Like, you can't buy. And if you guys don't understand how bad the quality of these Explorer jerseys are, they're horrendous for $80. Just buy one from the gate of DH.
Sophie Cunningham's jersey selling out isn't just a headline, it's a statement. It shows the strength of a fan base, the power of unity, and the rise of a new era in the WNBA. When a player stands tall beside a superstar like Caitlin Clark, the fans notice and they respond. This isn't just Sophie's moment. It's a signal that the league is changing. The spotlight is growing, and every bold move counts. So whether it's buckets, grit, or jerseys flying off the shelves, this is what power looks like.